So what adjustments does Canelo have to do to win convincingly this time around and to kick his butt, like you just said?
Well, look at the first fight he has to do. That is Canelo. He has to learn that when you go from LA to Phoenix, you must have a full tank of gas, not a quarter tank. The numbers don't add up on what you have to withstand the distance. And we all talking about distance. If we're talking about a sprint, then if the fight was 4 rounds, automatically whoever gets out there first and win those 3 or 4 rounds, they win the fight. But I believe Canelo going to do 2 things that's going to shock people. He's going to come out and Canelo's going to win a lot of early rounds where you always want the puncher to play puncher. You want him to bank on, I get him the next round. I get him the next round. I get him next round. It's like we call it fishing. You really don't want to catch the fish, but you want to see the fish enough where the worm is on there. And every time the fish get close, because it's shallow water, you move the line, and the line moves, and the fish misses it. Next thing you know, the fish is in the net. We must play fishing with Triple J.
What do you make of Canelo saying it's personal, but Triple G and Abel Sanchez saying it's just business?
Well, you're supposed to say the opposite. I love you, I don't love you. I mean, it's part of our language when we don't want to agree based on mindset of positioning of, well, we're going to say the opposite, whether we believe that's the same thing we're thinking. It's just part of having to go through this process before Saturday night. You want to hear a lot if you're blessed enough to get interviews in between, well, say after the weigh-in, you're not going to see any more until after the fight based on asking them questions. But if you can catch them in between now and Friday, I guarantee you ask them round about the same question, you're going to get a different answer. Because right now, everybody's on high alert on saying the right things or saying what they feel off emotions. At the end of the day, when Abel Sanchez goes in his room and shut his hotel room door, and Triple D do the same thing, and so do Canelo, you got to question and ask yourself, any insecurities that's in you, you got to deal with that. And I believe Triple G has, based on asking certain things that somebody else should be worried about, as you know, I see some worried / insecurities seeping in.
That was, where do you think both fighters are mentally?
Oh, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, where do you...
It's all mental right now. When you at those guys' career-wide stage, it's like you're in elementary school, then you go to next level, and then you go to the next level, and eventually, hopefully you graduate and you're in college. There's levels to it, like anything else. This level is, you got a guy that's been smashing people justifiably, that stood in front of him, and now you got a guy that stood up in front of you. Things ain't go absolutely 100% your way. You can get so caught up in yourself, justifiably so, that when one guy stand up and he was competitive, forget the lady judge. We know he was competitive in this fight. Whether you think he won or not, that, come on, as we've been through this before in other matches in history. But he was competitive enough, well, you know, he got my vote based on doing what he did. But winning is everything in boxing, not second. I think the insecurity come in. I got this young guy that can box my shoes off, and I know I can't compete in boxing. Triple G, no, and Abel Sanchez says something all week, and most of y'all heard it. If he stands there and fight us, are you a maniac? Do you sit there and you got a .22 pistol and the guy got a sawed-off shotgun and you're going to be close range to shoot at a shoot? You don't have a shootout with a guy with a machine gun and you got a pistol.
Well, Canelo said, you want me to lay down too? I think that's what he said at the...
They listen to the words and they would tell you a strategy. Everyone that speaks about what they're going to do is really telling the strategy of what they're going to do. If you can take that and take the fiction out of the reality of what they're going to do, you'll look at him and say, well, he's telling the truth. That's why the fight was so difficult the first time. Because Canelo didn't stay there. Now you're telling me to sit there in front of this guy with a sawed-off shotgun and I got a knife? No. I'm a finesse. I'm gonna do the matrix. I'm gonna let him miss, and I know I'm faster, so I'm gonna make him pay for it. And then I'm gonna have ketchup coming down his nose. And then I'm gonna spank him and make him look stupid and frustrated, and they're gonna be swinging right hooks and right hands trying to hit me up the top of the head to try to knock my equilibrium off, and it ain't gonna work. And then one round gets in the bank, the other round gets in the bank, the other round gets in the bank. Now you got a puncher who live and die by one thing. If I hit you, I'm gonna nail you, but it never happens. And then you have a 12-round unanimous, no controversy, lopsided decision. What happened? Oh, some of the reporters, he got old overnight. We seen some signs 3 fights ago. I already got the script. I already know the script. Why? Because I've been in the game 30 years as a professional. And I paid attention. I stayed woke all the time. So I understand the spin game. I understand the agenda game. And I understand reality. As long as I don't let my feelings and emotions get caught up between being a part of Golden Boy and not saying to the world the truth, then I gotta worry about the Bernard Hopkins brain and my credibility. And I live with me to the grave, not anything else that I'm involved in. That's key, and my credibility. So I'm gonna say the truth, I'm gonna promote, but I'm gonna tell you the truth.